Oh my goodness. Yeah, buddy.
What up? What up? What up? It's super late. Sorry, guys. I know I said 7:38, but everybody was busy tattooing. So
Yep.
what can I say? It's 9:30, 9:30, 10. So I guess I was talking about West Coast time.
West Coast.
Anyway, welcome to KTC Shop Chat Talk. As always, your host here, El Jefe, and we got Amanda here, and Rachel will be joining
Rachel
us shortly.
coming.
Hunter will be manning the cam. He'll be manning the comments, TikTok, Instagram.
That's right.
Oh man, what a night! Business is
Yeah.
picking up. Things have been slamming around here, which is great.
Mm-hmm. Definitely picking up.
Tanner says hey.
Hey,
What up,
Tanner?
We want to thank you guys for keeping us busy.
Yeah.
We had a couple of slow months there. We got a little worried. We're gonna have to get into other jobs and stuff. But we made it through it, and like I said, business is picking up, and we appreciate you guys for coming in and keeping us going.
Exactly right.
Tonight we're gonna discuss.
Mm.
Oh wait, here she is. Hey.
Sorry guys, that's the first time I peed today, I think.
All right.
Ooh.
I know it.
Donuts and bagels tomorrow.
Huh? Donuts or bagels?
Donuts.
Donuts?
Oh, already know. I don't care.
He said quick with the donuts. The only reason why I say is because bagels are just like you can get a sweet or a savory one.
It
You can't really
depends.
do a savory donut unless you're doing like those bacon donuts. Have you ever had those?
Oh, I've seen those, but I've never had it.
Oh, they're
They
pretty
freak me
good. They're pretty good.
Bacon does.
Yeah, I don't know, just like the
On the
bacon
donut?
Yeah, I don't know.
And,
like,
it
the
doesn't sound
drizzle
right. Yeah, I know what
on
you're talking
it.
about though. That place that we just got does it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how we get, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I don't
Tanner.
know.
You always hook us up with some great stuff.
I will say that. Thank you so much, Tanner. You always bring.
Oh, but the bagels
amazing
from now that I know what's going on and that it's Tanner, yes, bagels. Because those
bagels.
Einstein Bros are good.
Yeah, they are.
You're
Yeah,
the best.
okay.
Tanner. Is it on the stand? Is that why it's not staying up?
Yeah. Press the side button. Hold on there, TikTok.
Hold on, TikTok.
There we go. All right. So tonight we're going to discuss how tattooing changed our lives, or if maybe saved our lives.
Mhm.
We don't have as many artists here, unfortunately, tonight to talk about it. But if any artists want to chime in, if you're out there, you're watching tonight, go ahead and chime in and let us know. We can bring you in on the live.
Mhm.
Pretty sure there's a way to do that, to just have you join in on the Facebook.
Yeah, I think you just have to record.
You just have to request to come into our live, and we'll bring you in, and you can tell us, how it changed you.
Mhm.
But we're going to tell our stories, and then any clients, if you have any stories about how a tattoo may have changed your life in some way, please share with us, and we'll read it off. And same thing, if you want to join in and tell it live, we can punch you in on here and hear.
Yeah.
Person, so.
Yep.
Who wants to start tonight?
Amanda, you start.
Yeah, Amanda, you
Me?
start. Yeah.
Okay. So I think tattooing changed my life in like two ways. Me tattooing changed my life, obviously, but I'll start with tattoos first. So like tattoos definitely changed my life because I felt like I was a part of this cool club. You know what I mean? Like I really did. It changed also my perspective because like not having the best self-esteem, like throughout high school, I definitely didn't have the best self-esteem. And then senior year on my 18th birthday, I got a tattoo. And I literally, because my birthday's August. So I started school and I had a tattoo and I went in and like I wore a tank top one day and my tattoo was showing because it was on my back. And people were like, "Oh my God, you have a tattoo?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro. Everyone does." Obviously, I just had the one for a while. Don't get it twisted. But I still thought I was really cool. And it definitely changed like my and even keep getting tattoos. It makes me, I don't know, it just like boosts my confidence. I like the way it looks. I really like what I've gotten tattooed on me. I don't regret any of my tattoos. Some are funny, some have meaning, some are just like they're a tattoo on my body,
Yeah, they just look cool.
But I would say the second way that it changed my life is when I started tattooing, There was a phase in my life that I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Like really, I was lost. I really just wanted, at that time, I had just come home from college. I didn't want to do anything that I was going to college for anymore. Like that was not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to work a corporate job because I was like, this sucks. Like, what am I doing? I hate this. I have to be here all day. Like, I can't do anything I actually want to do. So I started an apprenticeship and I got a taste of it. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is it. This is it. This is what I want. And then that didn't work out. And so I had to go back to the corporate world. And I will tell you, after tattooing and going back into like the workforce, it blows, guys. It blows because you're like, oh my God. And it's just crazy because there's different requirements and expectations, and there's like, I don't know, with like even with clients and like customers and things like that, it's different. And then when I got this opportunity, I found out about this opportunity and I was working a really great job. Like I was getting paid a good amount of money. I was salary paid. I was an account manager at like a major call center, and I was making good money. I didn't hate my job, but I definitely didn't love it. And I got this opportunity and I was like, see y'all fools later. I'm out. And I did. And from then on, it really has changed. I don't know how else to explain it than like, it's like a dream. You don't feel like, I don't know. It's like, it is a dream come true.
Mhm.
It's just something I love. I get to do art every single day. Even if I'm not tattooing, I'm doing art. I get to hang out with some pretty cool people.
We are pretty cool.
I also meet some great clients and like the conversation between them, because I am a social person. Obviously, if you guys have watched our live before, I talk a whole lot. And that's just me. And it's great because I can do that with people. Also, people that talk way more than me. I've met plenty of them. And I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that someone talks more than me. But it's great. It's great. But it really has. I feel like it's also boosted my self-esteem in my life as well, just tattooing, because I'm like, yeah, I'm very confident in what I do. Yes, I have tons more to learn, but I'm confident. If I say that I can do a tattoo, I'm confident that I can do it. I can do it well. It's going to heal well. And then afterwards, it's going to last you a lifetime. Yep. You're not going to have to worry about coming to get touched up. Like it's going to, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's the best thing. It's the best thing. It really is. It's not for everyone. It's really not. And when I say it's the best thing, like I have worked my butt off. I'm trying to like censor myself, but I've really worked. I mean, I have worked hard. I've given up things. I've sacrificed. Every single person in this industry, I feel like they have. I've sacrificed. I've also like had kicks to the ego where I'm like, oh, this looks great. And then I like actually get it critiqued and I'm like, oh, actually, it doesn't look great. Like, oh, damn, this is garbage. And I've been there. And it has been such a learning curve and a growth in not only just my art, but just as a person on taking critique and like growing from it and realizing it's not personal. It's just to get better. And that's in everyday life. When someone gives you like, something that you should do better, they see something that you're not doing maybe right in their eyes or right, in general, it's just growth. And I don't know. I feel like it's been amazing.
Do you think your art has developed at all since you started tattooing? Like as far as like,
yes,
have you seen a change in it?
The biggest thing,
you do art outside of tattooing.
Correct. So I think the biggest thing though that I notice is that my art has definitely gotten better. But I do notice that my art is more tattoo designs than it is like just free form. Like I've got to when I'm painting even, I'm like, oh, I need to make sure I have enough space to like, so it expands. And I'm like, it's not expanding. It's on a canvas. So like that's something different. And like taking out some of the smaller details, I've noticed that. But no, my art has definitely grown. I think also my understanding of art has also grown so much that like I just want to keep learning and keep seeing different techniques and keep trying different mediums and see like where I can kind of, I don't know, just try everything. I want to do everything with the art.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What about piercing?
Piercing. So, piercing, obviously, it's my first, it was how I got into this industry. So, I have love for piercing always. I love piercing because it is very scientific. It's very matter of fact. Yes, you can always get better at your technique, but once you figure out a really good technique in piercing, unless the industry is like growing and you learn more, it stays the same. Like, you know what I mean? Like the the technique it is. And um with piercing, I feel like I've grown a lot as a piercer. I also feel like I'm way more confident as a piercer, because also of the tattooing. I think that has also affected that, is that I'm more confident. I will say piercings still are, it's, I don't know. I don't really know what else to say about piercings. I love them. I love the clientele with piercing. Definitely different clientele from tattoo clientele.
Yeah.
They do mix in together, but definitely different. So that's different.
The heavy pierced people, I feel like, are like
Mhm.
piercing clients.
Correct. Yes. You have the piercing clients. Yeah. Also, you see most people, and I even tell people when I'm piercing, I'm not heavily pierced, because I'm a baby, and that's the truth. I am a baby. He knows, he's pierced me. I'm a baby. It hurts. I don't want to, it hurts. So that's why I don't have all the piercings. But I do feel like for piercings, there's a certain standard, and I'm really, really happy that our shop holds that standard across the board. And yeah, I'm just really happy about that. But yeah.
Well, cool.
Mhm.
Well, thank you, Amanda. That
Of
was
course.
awesome. That was great.
Yeah,
You guys
super
think,
in-depth.
huh? All right, Amanda. All right, Rach, what about you? So Rach she grew up in the shops.
Yeah.
I always try to push her when she was little to get into art and do more art. And I know when I was around her, she did to appease me, but I know she probably wasn't around me. She probably wasn't doing as much.
When
Which
I
is
was
fine.
little, I did. When I was little, I did. It was really when I got into like the age where I could play sports is really when I stopped. But like art class, I was always the best in art class.
Mhm.
But no, I painted here and there. But like drawing wise and like stuff like that, no, I really only did that around him. But every now and then. But I would say like how tattooing changed me. Same with like Amanda, like the confidence boost and like the feeling of like the community and like you're just alike with somebody. You know what I mean? Like you're not alone. And then like I would say the save me part. One being that I did grow up in the industry, so I'm like really thankful that I kind of had a career path that I've always been able to just count on, which is something I have always counted on this. It wasn't my plan A originally, but I'm glad I went this way. But in that way, I feel like it saved me because honestly, I really don't know what I would be doing. Like Amanda said, I couldn't see myself doing a 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, whatever it even is. I could not be behind a desk or any of that. And also, I feel like how you were saying, like talking to clients and stuff like that, it's like a therapy session for both you and your client. Like I have some clients because obviously I am pretty young. So most of my clientele is my age. So it's honestly like talking to your best friend. Like you like just get so deep in like conversations, personal life, like all that stuff. So in that way, it's kind of like saved me too. Like I can just like shut off reality for a minute and deal with their problems and just like be involved in their life for a minute. And it's just nice, you know, to kind of forget everything. But in that way, I would say it saved me.
And how do you feel about it? Initially, when you moved here, you were going to college.
Yeah.
And you're looking to get into business.
Yeah, well, it started off psychology.
Psychology, yeah.
Yeah, so when I originally moved here, my plan was to go to UT. I was going to be a psychologist, open up my own practice and all that. And then I had to go to Pellissippi for a year. So I went there and I started off with psychology, and then I was in the shop. I was just like doing like receptionist stuff, like social media stuff like that. And then I started like drawing more. I got an iPad. I started getting on fake skin. And so it just, I don't know, became more interested in tattooing than I did schoolwork and like all of that. And so I really wasn't applying myself as much. Pellissippi wasn't that great, to be honest with you. It wasn't like some big, like, oh my God, I love it here. Like, that was not the case. So yeah, I ended up changing to a business major, and that was good and all. But once I actually started tattooing and had like a clientele, like I could not imagine doing school right now. Like I stay pretty busy throughout the week, like, and even when I'm not tattooing, like Amanda said, we're either doing like commission, like doing art or whatever, or I'm posting on social media and I'm like doing that, making flash stuff like that. So
She realized she can get both of those degrees right here in the shop.
right. So my business, business degree, it was really here. Like I was learning
And
everything from
psychology.
him. And then I always tell my clients, like, I still am kind of a psychologist because I give out some pretty good information. So if you're going through it, come to me. I got you.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah.
Yeah. So do you feel like also that your art has grown since you've been tattooing and like your skill base and like things like that?
100%. I never, like he said, I would never really pick up a pencil and like draw or anything like that for fun when I was younger. But now, since I've been tattooing, like I have a whole like little sketchbook that I just do when I'm bored and like have nothing to do. Like Amanda said, I never would paint a shoe or do anything like that or even pick up a canvas again until I until I got here and I was around people that were, and just like I got into that whole like mirror etching and stuff like that. And like, I don't know, like she said, now that I'm in it, I just want to try like every medium. I want to do literally everything. So
artistic inspiration.
And it really is. It really is. I'm an awful painter, but I'm going to get there because I got Amanda to
You
teach
got
me.
this. You got this. It's really easy.
My drawing has definitely gotten way better.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be able to draw a panther in my life, and I drew a pretty good panther.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so important to have tattoo studios and have a shop full of really good artists that can inspire and create, and it helps push everybody. Like I think people forget that. Listen, the money's great, and when you make 100% of what you do every day, it's great. It feels great. But at the end of the day, to grow and to continue to grow, creativity and all that stuff, it comes from your peers. Like it really does. Having people that do other mediums and are really amazing artists, like our man Hunter over here behind the camera, amazing artist. This guy,
crazy painting.
Everything that he tattoos, he draws. It's all his custom work. I mean, you're not going to come in here and get a tattoo and he's going to copy it off of a picture. He's going to draw up his own version of it for you. And stuff like that you don't find every day. And it's so important to have guys like him and people like Amanda and even Rachel and people like Renee and some of the other artists that we have here that are so creative and can inspire every day, inspire you to not only like push harder in tattooing, but outside of that with painting and drawing and whatever else it may be. That creative flow, it only happens in a tattoo studio. It just.
We're about to make Christmas cards and all kinds of stuff because Amanda over here.
Handmade cards. We're going to do that. We have some other things too. We also have a bunch of flash that we do that are drawn and things like that. Also, if you like our flash and like maybe you don't necessarily want to get tattooed, we do have it. Like Renee's working on some that she's like fully done color pencil, and I'm sure she's selling those flash pieces. So you can buy these pieces and put them in frames and have them in your house, or like have them for the spooky season, or you're really interested, So it does, and it helps also having, like he said, everyone kind of. We all come in this room, like we come in here for the podcast, obviously, but we all do come in this room almost every day. And we're over here, we put on something on the TV or we listen to music and we're just in here vibing out. Everyone's doing their own thing too.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing the same thing.
It's like art class. It's really like art class every single day.
It's fun.
It's a great time.
It is. And it's also like it's expanding. I've noticed too, the more that I'm painting and I'm picking up painting more and more and things like that, my color on my tattoo, like I did a tattoo tonight with color blending. It was so much easier because I literally just did these pinks in a painting. And I'm like, oh, I already know like how I need to dip into this one like I would my paint 3 times back and forth. And then this is going to make the color I need. And it was so easier for me than just being like, oh man, I'm gonna have to try to blend this out and freak out. No, it was just color. It was like
Looked
painting
great.
on skin. It did look really great.
looked
Check out the TikTok that I'm
amazing.
making.
Yeah, definitely.
So what about
Oh,
you,
God knows
Isaac?
that.
Let's
Oh,
hear
man.
you.
Well, my story is so long. We don't have time tonight for the whole thing. I'll make it
Give the
short.
short version.
Yeah, I'll do the short version.
Short and sweet.
You know, basically, I was always kind of lost at finding out what I wanted to do. I always did art. I was always into comic books. It was kind of like my thing when I was a kid, and I used to love to draw those characters. And I was always into drawing, sketching. You know, you give me a pencil or a pen and a piece of paper, and I'd have all kinds of stuff on there. You know, it was just something I did. A lot of it was. I was a loner as a kid, so a lot of that came from that being a loner. You read some comics, you draw some pictures. You know. As I got older, kind of like my daughter, I kind of got away from art. Once I got into sports and girls and all the exciting, fun stuff when you're young. And art was kind of just it was just in the back of my brain. It was never really anything that I thought I would ever do as a career. I did a bunch of jobs, worked a bunch of different stuff. I did a lot of laboring, and I got into a lot of trouble. It wasn't until years had passed, I had been, out of high school, and I had done some time in the military, and really just could not figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I started getting into a lot of trouble, and that really wasn't the path for me. I kind of hit a place in my life where I really didn't know what to do. Like I didn't know where I was going, where I was headed. And so what I decided to do was look for an apprenticeship. I first attempted to tattoo on my own. I was a scratcher, as you would say. I tattooed out of my house, and I attempted the old trial and error of trying to figure it out on my own. I did that for a little bit, and I worked a job. I worked a 9 to 5. Tattooing was just something that I really loved art. I really wanted to figure it out. I really enjoyed, honestly, the trial and error of it, of fucking up and then or messing up, and then having to try to figure out what I did wrong and how I could make it better. I did a lot of research. Back then you had shows like, American Chopper,
can see if someone's worked out
which is on
the side door.
it was a show about, I think we have somebody coming to rob us.
I don't know. I'm just sorry.
We got a
Someone's
situation
pulling
here going on live. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, we were checking who's here.
Yeah.
It's super late.
Yeah,
So,
super late.
Unless you're joining the podcast in person, you shouldn't be here.
Anyway, so basically, I had gotten in some trouble. I ended myself up in prison. And while I was in there, I discovered art to a different length. Like I was able to do that. Like that was the one thing I had for myself was art. I was able to have a pencil and some paper and to draw. And that got me back into the whole groove of trying to figure out what I was gonna do with my life, and I got the opportunity to get some tattoo equipment and started figuring it out. And that's what I did. I started doing that. I did that for a few years, working a job. And then eventually I really had a passion for it to the point where I wanted to pursue it as a career. And the only way to really do that, was, like I said, at that time you had shows like the Miami Inks and all those shows about, these hardworking people that were building these trades and stuff. And so like that was inspiring. So going to these shops, trying to find like the right apprenticeship, I was kind of looking for a certain thing. And every shop I went to, I wasn't finding that thing. I don't know. At the time, I really don't know what it was I was looking for. I just knew that when I would go into a shop and talk to the people in the shop, the vibe wasn't there. When I finally did find the shop, that was a shop that I went to. I was super lucky. I mean, my mentor, like I said before, if you've watched the other shows, he came from a pedigree of artists that the lineage is just amazing. And I learned a lot. I got a full apprenticeship. I got to learn how to make needles, build machines, tune machines. Back then we used coils. It was a lot. And I thought I knew something from tattooing out of my house. I knew nothing. I had absolutely no idea. And having that camaraderie between the artists and like just seeing everything, like being in the shop and the vibe and like not having any type of pressure on you. You're just kind of there to learn and kind of absorb the whole atmosphere. Everything about it was just, that's what I was looking for. Like that was it. And I stayed there for like 7 years, man. I really, I loved that place. I really enjoyed my mentor and his wife were really good to me.
They still are.
They still are, yeah. I still call them when I have questions or I need advice. And you know, it's something that I want to give to my apprentices now and to my artists. You know, I think it's really great, that camaraderie and having that. And for me, being the road I was going down, it really changed everything about my life. You know, I went from trying to be somebody that I wasn't to taking on what I really found, which was myself, and tattooing and putting everything I had into it. And to this day, I still do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, like, tattooing is my life. I take it serious, so serious. Some people probably think I'm crazy, as serious as I take it. I mean, I would have sacrificed everything in my life for it.
Some people do think you're crazy.
People do think I'm crazy. Yeah, I really.
Yeah, they do.
I've done sacrificed a lot of stuff over the years, and this is the one thing that I would never sacrifice because it's done everything for me. And to see my life change as much as it has over the years, and even in the last few years,
It's crazy.
yeah, it's just ridiculous. And this is the one thing that's always been constant, and that's what I can always count on. So I think it's great, and I think it's great that these younger artists are coming up and having that and be able to have that so young, and it's exciting to watch them grow. And all the artists that I've had here before, seeing them grow and do their thing now, it's awesome, man. Like you can't, you know, it's one thing that you just really, as an older generation artist, somebody that's been doing this for 20 years, you see a lot of bad and you see some good. But you see a lot of bad, like you see just a lot of uneducated artists out there that aren't really being shown the proper stuff. And you see a lot of shops open up and just putting out bad work, you know, and treating clients bad. And it's like, I don't know what happened or where the industry took this turn where we just like got oversaturated with a bunch of shit bags. But I think it's important to kind of like, you know, have certain morals. And tattooing really does it for some people. It just changes everything about your life. Like if you accept it in the right way and you really accept everything it gives you, like you get so much out of it, you know. Like everything I've gotten, man, has been because of tattooing. So
Yeah, I think that's part of like most the reason why I started tattooing was because I saw how much it like changed your life and for the better. I mean, compared to where we were 15 years ago, I would say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is. So do you feel like because also you're a piercer, and so what about piercing for you? Like, do you feel like the same thing as you feel as grateful for piercing as you do for tattooing? I guess that's where, because when I thought about my answer, I didn't sound like I was as grateful for piercing as I was for tattooing, and I feel like. Do you how do you
And be real with them. Be real with them.
No, I am. No, honestly, like, I am grateful to be able to know how to pierce and to be able to have done it for so long. My piercing career really has been in Tennessee. I was an apprentice when I left Vermont and came out here and finished my apprenticeship here in Tennessee and got licensed. And so most of the time, which has been over 10 years, I've pierced has been here. So I am super grateful. This has definitely been a town that really appreciates piercings and has kept me super busy over the years doing it. Do I enjoy piercing? Not as much as I enjoy tattooing.
Right.
And a lot of it's just because I'm getting older and honestly, like trying to screw those little balls on, you know, just getting my fingers inside little areas like ears and stuff like that. It's just not as easy as it used to be when I was younger and I had skinnier fingers and, you know, I could had more feeling in the tips of my fingers.
He was a young whippersnapper.
My eyes were better.
I love whippersnapper.
You know, it gets harder to see some of that little stuff. So
It is.
So for me, it's just not that I do appreciate it and I don't enjoy it now anymore, but I did enjoy it. There was a time when I did. And honestly, I really only started piercing because it was extra money. It was a side hustle.
Right.
I was in the shop I was in when I was first starting. I watched a lot of piercings get pushed to the side, and we lost a lot of business that way because we had all of our piercers were also tattooers. So, you know, if they were tattooing, they didn't want to stop to do a piercing. So for me, I saw an opportunity. And so, you know, I took it.
And I think that's what makes these piercers that where piercing is their only thing. Like they are piercers, that's it. They're not tattooers. I think that's what, you know, like gets them so riled up is because it is kind of like it's a side hustle for tattooers, you know?
And they see it as a passion, correct?
Right.
I think that should be our next topic.
Yeah, let's talk about that
next week is piercing studios versus tattoo studios and like full-blown piercers and then piercers who are tattoo artists as well. Because there is a different passion, I can tell you that. When you meet a solo piercer, you know, there is a passion for piercing
that's when they get all intense with it. You get piercings in your back.
I don't necessarily. Oh my goodness,
it's gross.
I don't think it's
some people's.
No,
it's
she
some
said
people's
to some
thing.
people.
I couldn't do it, and I can't watch it get done.
It makes me
props to those who do.
Weak in my knees, but I can watch it.
Yeah, it does.
I trust it down.
If any piercers watch this later in the week and want to be on next week's thing, hit us up, shoot us a message so we can get you on. I'd love to get a piercer on here and see, you know, your guys' opinion on it. Like, how do you feel about being a sole piercer compared to a tattooer that also pierces?
Right.
You know, it is an interesting topic because I think some piercers do get kind of offended by tattooers that maybe don't know how to pierce as well because they haven't had as much training or whatever, you know, the case may be. And I like to hear what you guys have to say. So.
Yeah, I think it'd be a really fun topic.
Natalie said, I'm definitely grateful to be where I am today. Having a previous mentor, it definitely changes things to find a place to learn under Isaac and all the other artists at the studio where I learn so much every day in one way or another. Natalie, our apprentice who should be here, but we let her go early because we love her. She needs a break. She works hard.
We make her work.
We do make her work.
Especially when she's here by herself.
She is. She's a solid. She's solid. Yeah. But I think it'll be good. Okay, so our next week's, like you said, definitely join in. And if you want to be a part of it, let us know.
We won't be as late next week.
No.
We apologize for being so late this week. We're glad that for those of you that stopped in to view a little bit. Johnny Boy, I saw you. John Goad, big shout out John Goad. I saw him on there watching for a minute. For those of you who don't know, John Goad owns Elite Tattoo Studios over on Kingston Pike. Does amazing work. So go check him out if you're out that way in the Farragut area.
Phenomenal color.
Yeah, I think that's it for tonight, guys. We're tired. We're going to head home. We worked hard today.
Yeah, we did.
We appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week, same time, hopefully, or around the same time, between 7:30 8.
Yeah.
Way earlier.
We got comments?
Way earlier.
Hunter, do we got anything?
Nope, no comments.
No comments.
Lame.
All right, cool, guys. So thank you very much. Have a good night. Be safe.
Catch you next week.
Get you on the flip side. Ooh, next week's topic, though.
I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the show with everybody else.